Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm your host, Jeannie Hodes. Thanks for joining me. We are at the Truman Presidential Library in Independence, Missouri with Missouri State Senator Dan Hegeman. Thanks so much for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me come in.
No problem. You've got a few different big focuses right now, one of them being palliative care for people with serious illnesses. So tell me what you're proposing.
Well, it's a bill that we proposed and actually had passed the Senate and is on to the governor's desk now, but it deals with palliative care. Palliative care is what I call a cousin to hospice care. It's kind of the same idea of taking care of people in their end days, but in regards to palliative care, it takes care of people with long-term serious illnesses. Typically, we might think of cancers would fall in that category, and it helps people deal with that. It's kind of a holistic approach to helping people and their families deal with these very dramatic, long-term illnesses, and helping, both the individuals and the families, guide them through that experience and give them support. And this bill, what it would do, would create a commission that would really try to enhance the awareness of palliative care, encourage physicians and hospitals to offer this service to those families and individuals in need, and help them out through those very traumatic and dire times.
Are there a lot of families out there, you think, who just don't know about it?
I believe that's correct. We hear about hospice care quite often, but we haven't heard about the palliative care where it's available also to those folks who have, let's say, a very serious illness again. And so hopefully we'll just raise that up. Recently I had a family experience where I had went through some hospice care with my parents, and my family found great solace in that hospice care and the services that were provided to us in that transition. And I think that those services would be wonderful to provide for those individuals with these long-term serious illnesses as well.
Is that part of what inspired you to work forward on this?
It certainly is. It certainly was something that when I was approached with the idea, I certainly fell right in line with our recent experience, and certainly something that I'm very supportive of and want to do. Wanted others to know that those services are available to help them too through their difficult times.
Another issue you are supporting that's also waiting for the governor's signature regards foster care and talking about getting foster parents, giving them a little more flexibility when it comes to day-to-day decisions.
You bet. This was brought to us by the Department of Social Services and Division of Child Services. Really, they had noticed through the years that there is a kind of a disconnect but for foster kids and foster parents in that many of the experiences that they have really can't be like a normal experience that you and I may have had as we were growing up, such as being able to just go to a friend's house overnight. There's all sorts of rules that would govern how that happens. And so what we came up with is on this foster care is just some rules to try to make it a more normalized experience, give foster parents more normal rights and more normal experiences. Before you'd have to go to the courts and have a background check on the friend's parents that they were going to go visit on an overnight stay, and that certainly doesn't make for a normalizing experience for the foster kids. We need to really work with these foster kids and give them some additional tools to have a more normalized experience with their foster parents and throughout life. And so we were real happy to provide those tools for the foster parents in the system.
All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
It is certainly a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Newsmakers.